This is a man that Donald Trump publicly called weak, nervous, overrated, and pathetic. Donald Trump said that this guy showed up to dinner with zero confidence and needed a vodka tonic just to calm down, and said that he was basically just a jerk with a TV show. And after all of that humiliation, this man didn't fight back. He didn't walk away. He didn't even pretend to have any self-respect. Instead, he went on his TV show and announced that he might vote for Donald Trump's hand-picked successor. Because apparently some people get kicked in the teeth and think, you know what? I actually like the taste of that shoe. And that man, who presumably is a bootlicker, is Bill Maher. And this week, Maher told ABC that his 2028 vote is in play for JD Vance. And think about this, because when you try to nail down Bill Maher's politics, you can't. Because seemingly the only reason he has politics is to prove that he's a political wild card. And he kind of seems like Charlie Kelly trying to solve the gas crisis. Wild card.
I mean, and by the way, you get some Democrats.
Democrats are cowardly.
Yeah.
They're cowardly. Their party is being taken over now. But, yeah, there's some crazy stuff. You know, when we're cheering for the Intifada, I gotta cut, I'm out. And DSA, again, they say things like, you know, takeover of key industries, government. That's communism. You know, there is a definition.
By the way, Trump's doing that, too.
Of course. Yes.
In a shocking lack of nuance, Maher called Democrats cowardly. He complained about people that were cheering for the Intifada. He quoted the Democratic Socialists of America talking about public ownership of key industries, and he called it communism. And then he grabbed abolish the police and no prisons and every other slogan that he could fit into a tote bag and assigned the whole damn thing to the entirety of the Democratic Party. Essentially, because he's rich and he doesn't like Mamdani, he decided to find the loudest, most extreme example of a Democratic socialist and pretend that they chair the DNC, and then use that as a reason that he'd rather vote for Project 2025 again.
Could you see yourself voting for JD Vance?
Yes. If this is the Democratic side, yes. That's what I was saying to him.
Yeah.
What does my votes in play mean?
Bill Maher has done this crap for years because being irritated by young progressives makes him feel independent, and independence feels smart. But friends, this is not independence. This is a guy that gets angry because the establishment benefits him. Saying that you're an old school liberal just means that you want to be able to say you're a Democrat because they get you invited to the better parties, but you don't actually want to see anything fixed or changed because you got a crap ton of money. Think about the jump here. Jumping from a Democrat that you might not agree with everything they do to JD Vance, a man who serves in an administration that attacks judges, rewrites election losses as fraud, deports people through legally dubious shortcuts. He's ruined our standing with allies. That administration has started wars that we can't end. And they treat the Constitution more like guidelines. And Maher knows about all of this, especially the election part, because he told Vance to his face that Republicans have two possible results now. They either win or they say the other side cheated, and he said it had to stop. And yet Vance didn't stop it, and Donald Trump is still screaming about 2020 now in 2026. And Maher is dangling his vote like a divorced dad waving concert tickets outside a pissed-off teenager's bedroom. What would Vance have to do before this irritation stops mattering? Would he have to reject another election, help Trump defy another court, defend another unconstitutional power grab? What about you? Put your response to that in the comments. Not a slogan that annoys you, an actual act of government that would make that choice literally impossible. Because Maher's case against Democrats, to me, it's aesthetic. He hates that activists are loud. Their language is too academic. The rallies are too shiny. AOC is too popular. Bernie attracts too big of a crowd. Cory Booker talks too long. Fine, you can be annoyed. Annoying is free speech. But what annoying is not, it's not martial law, it's not election theft, and it's not a vice president helping an authoritarian movement build a cleaner, younger version of itself for 2028. And by the way, Donald Trump already told Maher where he ranks in that movement. He wrote that Maher had zero confidence. He mocked Maher's drink of choice, and then he grouped him in with every late-night host that he hates. In Trump's story, Maher is not a respected independent thinker because he's not. He was a nervous little celebrity who just simply came to kiss the ring. Look, Bill Maher, he can vote for anybody he wants. He can spend the next 2 years calling every Democratic flaw communism while treating Republican authoritarianism like a personality quirk. But please, Bill Maher, spare us the branding. You're not the last honest liberal because somebody on a college campus annoyed you. You're not showing your intelligence because you're not cleanly picking a side. You are simply a wealthy television host who knows exactly what JD Vance represents, and he wants credit for considering him. Independent media like us, not like Bill Maher, we survive because viewers refuse to let politics become one man's contrarian vanity project. That's why I'm going to ask you to like, to comment, to subscribe, and help outlets know that there is a difference between somebody irritating you and a real threat to the republic like voting for JD Vance.